What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do a updated video. So episode 2 of recovering from a 36-week contest prep, and so it's been about 2 weeks now. And my initial video, I went through my labs and really good positive feedback as far as putting that on social media and people finding that helpful. Because a lot of times people will show like that contest prep, you're excited, you're happy, you only post the good things, not really posting any of like the negative or the challenges, throughout the process. And even post contest, that's probably one of the most challenging parts of it. So I wanted to share that, be completely upfront and clear and honest about what occurs, what kind of impact it has on your body. And so with my labs, I saw that my testosterone levels were low, like really low, not even in the range of normal or even on the low end. And then my thyroid was low as well, T3, T4, TSH, free testosterone, even the estrogen levels, so a lot of these things were just out of alignment. But the more surprising things, like I stated in my first video, was liver and kidney enzymes were elevated above the normal. Also, my LDLs, my bad cholesterol, was double what it should be as far as normal. So some surprising numbers in some of those labs. So I got to see my provider, my primary care physician, and it's like the first time meeting with him or second time meeting with him, and I really just wanted to make sure, because I got these labs done like on my own, with a different doctor office, and this is before I knew that I actually had a PCP that was assigned to me. So I brought those labs with me, and he was able to see like my prior history with the other office, the other medical office that I was going to for the last couple months. And after seeing that, he definitely wanted me to come in so we could have a conversation on what next steps needed to happen. And so he went over my labs, and there was some concern, and this is the first time he's dealt with a person that competes in bodybuilding and does it naturally. And so I had to explain to him the process of dieting for 36 weeks, what I do, what I've done, with my approach. So just give him a lot of background information so that he can be informed on what could be causing all these issues or how to improve upon them. I told him automatically I can't go on hormone therapy because I compete as a natural athlete. I wouldn't be considered natural if I started taking hormones. Luckily, this provider is really good, as far as in respect to, he's not pushing, prescriptions. He's not pushing, medications. He's kind of looking at it as, let's go ahead and test the results again. Let's see what happens, because let's go do some other tests, not just for testosterone and estrogen, but let's go check out FSH. So that's your follicle stimulating hormone. Let's do a urine test. Let's do another blood draw, just to make sure that kidney and liver and cholesterol, see where those numbers are at. Since we're going to do the labs here in the office, see if there's any change with you not contest prepping anymore. And so went ahead and got more labs done. It takes up to a week to get everything back, but some of the labs that did come back, the FSH, the follicle stimulating hormone. So basically that hormone it helps out with the production of sperm. So if you're on the lower end, it's going to be very difficult to produce sperm. And so I got that result back, and it was a 4 meter. Basically, it's 4. The range is from like 1 to 12. 1 to 4 is actually pre-puberty. So basically, my FSH is on the lower end, or like the upper end of pre-puberty, and so it makes sense why I'm not really, that's one factor, as far as production of sperm. I'm on the lower end, so it's basically I haven't even hit puberty apparently. So there's other labs that kind of came through. He tried to see if I had like hepatitis C or hepatitis B. I'm guessing because of my liver function, my liver enzymes, but luckily those tests came back negative. And then my lipid panel came back, and everything looks spot on. My LDLs were actually in the 70s, so it actually was below 100, so that's optimal. Everything else pretty much looked the same. As far as triglycerides and HDLs was still a whopping 120, which is crazy. But I'm still waiting for other labs to get updated, and I have a follow-up with him on Thursday so we can figure out like next steps, because I really want to try and get healthier. Like I really am focused on figuring that out, and I'm so happy that I got labs done, because I've never done them before during a prep or post prep. And the things I experienced with like having the vertigo issues, I definitely want to make sure that if they're correlated, like I just need to be able to function as a human being. So even with work, I'm not able to really lift anything, and that's my job. I'm doing exercise prescription, so I've really had to do like light duty. I don't work full shifts anymore for right now, just trying to follow the recommendations of my doctor until we figure out what we need to do to get me healthy again, and really what that looks like. That's why I was just curious, being out of a prep, 1 week out of being a prep, and just seeing if eating in a slight surplus or eating at maintenance is really impacting or improving those numbers that I got while I was still in prep. And so I'm just curious on what those numbers look like. I'll provide another video as I get more results, as I meet with my provider. Like I said, I really want to be completely upfront and honest, and to really show the whole process of what can occur during a prep, and how to get healthy again. And obviously with having like vertigo as well, I just want to make sure that we take care of that issue, take care of other internal health issues. And so right now I've just been focusing on the food aspect. I think one of the biggest things too is got rid of the scale, the weight scale, because I became so obsessive about data. I weigh myself multiple times during the day, and this is no reflection on anything. It's just the fact that I love numbers and data, so I can get really obsessive about it. So it's almost been like almost freeing to actually get away from weighing myself every blasted day. Luckily my wife has hit the scale, and that's been helpful, because there is a lot of stress around like I gotta hit X amount of weight per week, I gotta lose X amount of weight to hit stage ready, and even in my building phase, weight, you know, and I definitely want to get away from weighing myself and feeling obsessive about it. And I think that's, you know, trying to gain a better or healthier standpoint relationship with my body outside of basing it off of weight on the scale. And I'm really hopeful that, you know, I can go off more feel of what's needed for my body day by day versus what the scale is saying. And, you know, I think it's just a new experience, and it's kind of anxious about it just because I just don't know what to expect, because I've never done that before. And I'm hopeful that it'll help other clients or future clients not be so obsessive about the scale and know that there's other ways to gauge progress, you know, and when there is a need to make an adjustment. So the other thing that I did that's I've been tracking my food religiously for the past 3.5 years. You know, in contest prep, outside of prep, you know, it doesn't matter. I was hitting my macros all the time. You know, there really wasn't any deviations when it came down to hitting my macros. So what I've done is I actually calculated my macros out for maintenance. We're getting out of my diet recovery phase, but I've been loosely tracking my food. Like, I've been really trying to just pay attention to intuitive eating. Really, am I hungry? You know, because certain days I'm not hungry, and which is very surprising. It's only 1 week post show, and I just don't have those real crazy I'm hungry all the time feels anymore. You know, which has been really helpful, because now I can identify what my body really needs day to day, what versus I got to hit these set macros every day consistently, or I'm going to lose progress, or I'm going to get derailed. But I think it's been really helpful to really understand what my body needs day to day, because I know the value of food, I know the quality, I know the quantity that I'm intaking, because I've been tracking so long that I feel the need to get away from that and stop being obsessive about the numbers and just pay attention to what my body needs. And now that those hunger issues that usually occurred post-show, where like you just feel like you're never full or satisfied, that's not an issue at this point. So I think that's huge. A lot of people were surprised that I've been able to do that. You know, so the next step is intuitive eating, and really channeling what my body needs day to day. You know, once I'm able to start working out again. So the other thing is food choices. So although I do a flexible dieting approach, honestly, like, food sources play a huge role. So I've been looking at being more exploratory with my food choices and kind of going back to basics, you know, sticking with whole foods, but really looking at the Korean diet, because I am Korean, right? And even like I grew up on Hawaii for 18 years, so what my body's adjusted to and what it's accustomed to eating, you know, I think it plays a huge role with how it's going to be optimal for me to kind of stick with that and see how my body responds. So I went to the grocery store and really started picking out foods that were more Korean diet based. You know, I got white rice, I got my pork, I got, you know, the turnips, I got like kimchi, I got, you know, all these different vegetables that I haven't eaten for so long. And I may do a video on actual food sources when I go shopping again, but I think it's just kind of exhilarating to be able to try new ways to improve upon what I've done since starting bodybuilding back in 2009. So it's always evolving, and I think it's been really good and enlightening for me to get my labs done, because now it's opened the door for me to actually learn and grow. But that's just an update on where I'm currently at. I'll make another one as well. But thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. Have a good one.